Hey Stampers, this is Jackie Ross, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Plano, Texas. And this is actually the first of 3 videos for our projects for our Stamp Club in October. So this is the first one. This is a really fun fold. We did this a few years ago with a stamp set called Frosty. For those of you who've been around with Stampin' Up! As long as I have, which is 17 years, you may remember that stamp set. And so I redesigned it using stamps from our current catalog, and it has this cute fold. See, really fun. So let me show you. Let's start with the basics for making the fold. We're going to bring in our paper trimmer, and our soft sky cardstock is 8 inches by 8 inches. So we're going to put the cutting blade way out of the way because we're just going to score. We're going to score at half, so that will be at 4 inches. And then we're going to turn it and score again at 4 inches. And usually what I'd like to do is just pull it out and just kind of do a gentle push like that. Then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to line up the point of my cardstock with the groove in my cutting blades, in my cutting, what do they call that? Cutting strip that goes in the trimmer. So then I like to move my scoring blade to the middle. If you're using cardstock, if you take your scoring blade here and push it down, sometimes you can kind of catch the end there with the point. So I start in the middle, go up to the top, and back down again. And then I'm going to slide it over all the way to the right, and I'm going to line up the score lines that I made here when I did my crisscross and score again. So my score line is actually going to run parallel with that center one here. So then when I look at my, let's do the folds here. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera where the folds are. So that I've got 3 squares which have 2 triangles, and then I have 1 square that has no scoring in it at all, which means I did it correctly. Yay! Okay, so now I'm going to move my trimmer out of the way, and we're going to stamp. So for this, I'm going to fold my cardstock in half because I don't want the bottom part to be stamped. I'm bringing in my cloud stamp from Balloon Celebrations, which is in the annual catalog. And I'm going to use, oh, I guess I should have put the stamp on properly. It just fell off. Okay. I'm using put that on here. I'm going to use Versamark. When I first tried it, I tried Soft Sky on Soft Sky, and it was a little bit too dark. Then I tried the white, and I really love using Versamark. It's a watermark stamp, so it kind of gives you a tone on tone, which means if you don't have many ink pads, if you've got or ink pad colors, if you use a Versamark, you can get tone on tone with all of your cardstock that you have. Now I'm going to bring in the dots, which is our snowy bits coming out of our clouds. And this stamp is actually from a stamp set called Painter's Palette, but I'm sure lots of you have got stamps with other kind of, I don't know, speckly bits in. We have several stamps that have little speckly bits. Now at this point, I was supposed to stamp the greeting. Let me bring in the card again. This is the greeting I was going to stamp, Merriest Christmas Wishes, but I went to get it out to do the video and realized I had loaned it to one of my club members. So we just can pretend, here we go, pretend, stamp the greeting, but you saw the original, so you get it. Now for the fold, what we're going to do when we did our scoring, do you remember we scored it one way, so we made a valley, and then we turned it over and scored it again. So that makes it easy. You keep your point up, you take these out and bring these forward, and then we're just going to pull this down. Do you want me to do that again? Let me pull it out. Hey, I don't need to do it again. You've got rewind on your video. Okay, forget that. Forget I'm doing a video. Okay. So I'm going to do this now. So now I'm going to bring in the pieces that I already stamped, because I figured you didn't need to watch me stamp and cut those out. The stamp set we used is Santa's Sleigh, and so the reindeer was stamped in soft suede on crumb cake, and then these are the framelits. So these are the coordinating framelits that go with that. And then the tree was stamped in Tranquil Tide ink on Tranquil Tide paper. That's one of our new ink colours for this year. It's just a gorgeous kind of greeny blue, perfect for those, what are those Christmas trees that are that colour? A Douglas fir? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not very good with my Christmas trees. I have a fake one now. So, okay, so I'm going to take one of the trees that I've cut out and a dimensional, and I'm going to place the dimensional right on the bottom here where the 2 points, where the 2 fold lines, well, the 3 fold lines all meet. We're going to take this off and then add the tree, so it's now going to cover up that seam that we were showing here. Then the next tree, I'm going to take another dimensional and place that kind of here. One of the things we need to remember is this square is actually, now it's folded, is 4 inches square. We're actually going to layer it onto another piece that is going to be 4 1/4 square, so that it will go into one of our regular medium envelopes. But what you need to keep in mind is that it needs to fit in the envelope, so you don't want these extra pieces that are hanging off to go too far outside of the your card base. So then we're going to we'll put 2 on the deer, 1 on his chest and 1 on his butt. And he's going to go here. Then we're going to put a glue dot. Actually, I apologize, this was supposed to be a mini dimensional. We have these new mini dimensionals, but I can't for the life of me put my hands on them, so glue dots are here, so we're going to glue dot him. That's going to go on here. And then of course, it's Christmas, we need bling. So let's put some bling on here. These are the basic rhinestones, the basic jewels, I think, rhinestone jewels. Okay, so then we're going to turn this over, add some snail, put this onto our cherry cobbler cardstock, since we did a cherry cobbler. There we go, and here's our fun fold. Thanks for watching. Don't forget watching number 2. Number 2 is going to be our second project for club, which was a cute little post-it holder. Thanks. Oh, and don't forget to comment and like the video, and you can go to my website, which is JackieRoss.stampinup.net if you'd like to purchase any of these. Forgot to say that. Thanks. Bye.